looking in. The desk is pretty easy. It comes just like this. We're going to cut it all the way, all this away. You can see we're going to cut right along these edges here and just cut that out, and then we'll trim it as close as we can around the bottom. Alright, now I have been getting one small web right here. I shouldn't have pulled this one over, but there's a real small web. What you do to fix that is put you a good bead of CA on the inside all over that area and kick it and let it set. Then you can just take an X-Acto knife and shave this off, and it'll blend in. And if you don't feel like it blends in enough, put a little putty on there and fill it, and it'll be fine. But anyway, once we cut it out, you can see. You can't even see it on this one. It had the same web as after I trimmed it. Anyway, this will glue to the face of this one, right up against the door. But you want to make sure you're at 90 degrees because this will also go up against the wall. All right. For installation purposes, this is going to come in and go right at the very front of that window, right here. Alright, now to set this up, what I've done is, I'll show you the measurements. I hope you can see this. Let's see here. Maybe you see it better. Alright, there's a former right here. From that former, we're going to come up and mark 2 3/8 inches. And we're going to draw a line. And if you want to use a good straight edge, if you'll take a good square piece and put it against the top edge of that former, it'll make your 90 degrees down, and it'll keep it perpendicular to the thrust line. All right, so we're going to make a straight line here, and then we're going to come down 1 3/4 inches and make a mark right there, and we're going to carry that all the way back straight. So you want to make sure you're still perpendicular to that line to carry it all the way back, and it goes back 8 inches. Okay. What we'll end up doing is, provided with the kit, will be some sheet ABS or sheet plastic, and you're going to take it and we're going to cut it to where it fits. I'm hoping you can see this. We're going to cut it to where it fits up into this former right here. So what it does, it'll come all the way up, slide into place, and it'll stop at that line, and also it'll go right up to that carbon fiber rod, which will take this curved piece and just bring it straight on down. Okay, what this will do is this allows us to take the finished bulkhead, we'll bring it in here, set it in place, and see, it glues, it evens up right there. It evens up right there at the bottom. Okay. So once this is glued in, that'll make a nice tight area there. All right, that piece, like I said, goes back 8 inches. All right, so you need just to measure it and mark this and cut your notch out, and then you need to do the exact opposite for the other side. All right, and then the back piece will just come in from the back and slide in place and glue up against that bulkhead back at the back. All right. You need to trial fit all this before you do anything. Okay, like I always say. The floor for it is really easy. It's just, if you look in some of the documentation, look, it's a plywood floor is what it looked like. You just want to make sure it fits exactly in here. I think this was 5 3/16 inch wide and a little over 8 inches long. And this will come in here and make your floor. All right. Once you're through, we'll push that into place, and then we'll put us a piece of like 1/4 inch square balsa in there to hold it in place. And then you would take, or you could take and put you a couple cross members to make sure you support that bottom. Okay, and then you can glue it all together. But that's a really simple, really easy installation. Okay, but that just more or less, make sure you trial fit everything. Let me just tell you the width of this. This is, like I said, 8 inches long, and this is 3 1/8 inch tall. Okay, 3 1/8 inch tall. So you just need to make sure that the hardest thing is measuring to fit up along the side of this former here. And you would end up gluing that in place first, gluing the other one in place, then installing your bulkheads. All right, like I said, there will be 3 resin pieces. There's one here, one there, and then also the radio box. The other chair that we made, this is the finished one that I just finished with, that ends up and it goes right in front of the desk, and it was bolted to the floor on the real plane. So anyway, that's a really quick install. Like I said, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to remove this on mine. I've put this in there with that in place. You can leave it that way if you just feel more comfortable. I think it'll be fine without it, especially since you're going to cover this with a good hard balsa and glue it to the top, and that'll supply support here. One other thing I was going to do is, if you'll take and you trace this, you can take and make a trace it onto some 1/8 inch aircraft ply. You can come in here and make about a 1/4 inch on the aircraft ply and actually make a former that fits across here, and you glue it from just down a little ways all the way around to supply support across there, and that way you can still see in there, and it will give you a little bit of support along the top if that makes you feel more comfortable. All right, we got that area done. I'm gonna get the stuff together. I'm trying to figure out if we're going to do a waist gunner area. So let me get my stuff together and we'll be back. Okay guys, here we are, we're back, and I did do a waist gun area. It'll be the last part I'm planning on doing on this. Anyway, what I've done is I've created 2 molds, and it will allow you to make the waist gun areas in 2 halves. It's top to bottom. You can cover the seams up on the bottom, and you won't see the seams at the top. It adds a little bit of detail to the waist gunner area, so you can look in there and see around. It makes it look pretty neat. Anyway, when you get this piece, it's going to have a little bit of flashing all the way around. You need to remove the flashing all the way till it's just even. There's nothing left. This is a throwaway because I was trying different thicknesses. It's a little bit thicker. But anyway, you need to cut these ends open on these stringers all the way around. I've made these to where they fit over the fiberglass, the carbon fiber rods that run down the fuselage. Anyway, one side, because this is a cylinder, one side's a little larger than the other. So you need to look and make sure the smaller ends pointed towards the rear. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and we're just going to make it a little bit more round, and we're going to slide it into the fuselage. And it will fit in between both those formers. And we're going to slide it back in here, and this will come in, and you may have to mess with the width of it according to your, if all these are made the same, it may not make a difference. But anyway, we're going to pull this into place, and this should push right up against the edge where those fiberglass rods are. And we're going to push it up, and you see how it comes all the way up to this edge here. Now, I left the area there open or blank on purpose, so you can come in here and take a pencil, and you can run your lead out, and you can trace around this, and trace around both of these, and trace it until you make sure you got a good mark. And then we're going to fold this back up, or roll it back up, and pull it back out.